think it was a lack of respect. I just think they didn't understand the meaning of it, and two big differences.
Do you feel like they didn't have enough of a plan for you when you were forced to unmask in WCW?
I don't think they realized, as like I didn't realize how big the name Rey Mysterio was going to become. So once it started becoming bigger and bigger, they just kind of said, well, let's do this, and let's do that. But I don't think there was really a time where they sat down and said, okay, let's move ahead, let's look ahead, let's plan. What do we have for Rey Mysterio coming up? Because he's blowing up on the charts. So I don't think that ever happened. With WWE, different story.
So looking at your time with WWE, do you still watch the product?
Yes, I do on occasions, and not to say that anything bad about the product. I just even when I was wrestling there, when I was at home, it was strictly family time. No wrestling. So now on occasions, I'll glance through it here and there, and I'll catch up with it.
It's quite public knowledge that WWE is suffering in the ratings right now. If we were to ask you to hazard a guess, why would you say that is?
Why it's suffering?
Yeah.
I think the lack of Hispanic talent
Sure.
is definitely not there. And don't get me wrong, Kalisto and Sin Cara are doing an incredible job, but I think it's hard to come across another Eddie Guerrero, another Rey Mysterio, another Del Rio, who now is back with them, which I'm so happy for him. So I think the return of ADR is going to help the ratings in that Hispanic population. I mean, there's a huge percentage of the United States that is Hispanic. So, all those fans that turned away when perhaps he left or when I left, hopefully they'll be coming back and supporting.
Well, with the Cruiserweight division, obviously the title no longer exists. Do you think that was, when they made the Cruiserweight division sort of defunct, did you see that as either keeping the small guys down, or do you see it as a chance to elevate guys to hang out with the big guys?
I think it could have went either way. I do strongly believe that the Cruiserweight division was unlike no other. In WCW, it was real strong. To have Jericho as a champion in that division was just incredible. And after he left, just kept swapping titles. But in WWE, that division had just, a roster that was probably never been seen before. So I think that definitely had its own fan base. And if that division was up to date now, I think it would have a lot of, it would have its own fan base, its own circle that would be just going off on matches every night. That division just conquered.
And speaking of a division that conquered, let's talk about your days in the SmackDown 6. Was that a highlight for you? You had like that era of SmackDown booking?
SmackDown 6.
When it was you and Eddie and Edge and Kurt Angle. And
I definitely think that we were just on our A game, at that point in our careers. We all had a great relationship inside and outside the ring, and I think that makes a huge difference on going out there and putting on a good show every night. And it's hard to hide that from the fans. They can see that, they can sense that, they can feel it. So, that's what made every time that we would go out there and wrestle special, every night.
You can't fake chemistry, you can't fake that connection. So talking about, obviously you're a big family, and of course your family have been involved in the Angles. I was just wondering, when WWE pitched that to you, was that hard for you, and how did you sort of explain that to Dominic, your son?
Very hard at the time, trying to explain to him. The person that approached me was Eddie. believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was Eddie's idea to do something along the lines that everybody saw was, or that was a witness of the custody of my son Dominic. And again, I just told my son if he was willing to travel with me and be part of my job, and he agreed. It wasn't harder. I mean, it was just as simple as that. And I felt very honored. Feel very blessed to be able to share a ring, spotlight, camera time with my son at that age. You know, I was just posting a couple pictures on Friday. It was my son's senior night for football, and he's 18 years old. You know, it's his last year of high school, and he's 6 feet tall. So he's a tall kid. He's about 190, 195 pounds, and a lot of comments were like, "Wow, I can't believe that's the young man that at one point was doing a feud with Eddie. You know, when he was 7 years old. I can't believe how much he's grown." And really, I mean,
Little kid shaking the ladder.
I know, it's crazy. I even tease him. I tease him about that, about holding the lag on. And it's either that and the other line that I tease him with is it true? Is it really true? So I mess with him every now and then, but it's, you know, at the end of the day,